I am back home and everything has changed so much. It feels like we're in summer, like we skipped spring already. Everything is in bloom, everything is grown. Today I need to kind of not tame, but kind of make it less jungle-like. I need to cut a little bit of the grass. I need to repot some of the plants that have, well, most of my house plants have died last winter because it was really cold and I haven't been able to keep them alive. But anyway, lots of bits and bobs here and there, and I'm just really excited to see how it's gonna look, and then from there I can start my seedlings for the garden. I have this nice nettle patch on the corner. I'm just gonna take the nettles out before I cut the grass, so then I can use them to make compost nettle tea. It's really good for the plants because it's nettles are rich in nitrogen. To make the nettle tea, I just basically put it in a barrel of rainwater. Ouch! Oh, my gloves are cut. Ow, that was painful. And you just let it there. You let it rot until it's like super stinky, and then you filter it out and you give it to your plants every few weeks. I have tried last year doing something similar by putting the nettles in some cane sugar, because so that was a different method to get the nutrients out, but it didn't really work. So I don't know, I thought this year I'll just do it the traditional way. I've built this bench last week just under the willow tree. It's a really nice spot to be. But then I noticed that the willow tree, who seemed to be doing so well, it started getting brown spots on the leaves and like tumors growth on the trunk. If any of you have experienced this, let me know what I need to be doing, because I really don't want this tree to die on me. And also, last year I planted, you might remember, hundreds of tulip bulbs in this area. And this year I got 0 tulip bulbs, and I did get the daffodils, but then the deers ate them all. Apparently they really like daffodils. So I don't know, do you think that next year we'll get my tulips back? We will see. Anyhow, I am here to talk to you about a really cool piece of kit that I think you'll enjoy, which is the Jackery Explorer 240 V2 portable battery. Jackery sent me this and I've been playing around it for the past few weeks. I know that I've been talking about portable batteries a bit on this channel, but I really do think that they are a cool piece of gadget to have in your house, in a van, in a boat, or simply if you like the outdoors and need to do DIY stuff around the house. Those batteries allow you to access electricity in places where mains do not reach. And this battery in particular, it's super cool because it is the smallest, the most portable 300 watt battery amongst mainstream brands. It only weighs 3.5 kilos, as you can see. It's really lightweight. It has a foldable handle and you can easily put this on a backpack and just take it for a picnic somewhere. Jackery upgraded their batteries from NCM to LiFePO4, which is a more safe and durable technology. And this little beast will last you over 3,000 charge cycle, and you can expect it to last you about 10 years, which is a very long time. It has 5 ports, USB-C and A, AC port and Seeger socket. You can recharge your camera, drone batteries, use your laptop, music speaker, or even a projector. Anybody can use this battery. It's super straightforward and user-friendly. It charges and discharges through a single cable, and thanks to the 100 watt PD, you can charge or use 2 devices simultaneously. I've been using it to power the water pump in the garden, to recharge the batteries of my tools, and maybe this is a bit of a crazy idea, but I've been thinking that if I was to go for a long trip with my electric bike, I can take this with me, so then if I get stranded, I will have a battery to recharge the battery. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but it is just so portable that the possibilities are endless. You can charge the battery through mains, your Seeger socket and solar panels. If you were to pair this with an iPad-sized 40 watt solar panels, you would create the perfect setup to fulfill your energy needs on the go. One thing I really appreciate about this battery is the fast charging mode, because sometimes I get a last minute idea and I don't want to be waiting around forever for the battery to charge. You can get up to 80% charge in 1.3 hours, and also if you're really in a rush, it does have an emergency mode, so you can get from 0 to 100 charge in less than an hour. If you like to keep an eye on the battery status or even operate it when you're away from it, you can do so through the Jackery app by using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I do think that every household should have access to a portable battery. Even if you're not into the outdoors, I think it's good to have a backup plan in case of energy cuts. And I like to think that if we were in an apocalyptic scenario and there was no electricity anymore, I would probably be the only one in the area to have one of those batteries, so I could offer to recharge their phones, and I could get like a bag of potatoes or some apples back, and I think I will be fine for a long while. If you would like to know more about the Jackery Explorer 240 V2 and the whole Jackery range, you can go ahead and click in the link in the description bar. They are currently running a cool promotion, so don't miss out. Yesterday I finished cutting the grass, and I'm trying to keep as much grass as possible for the insects and for the animals, but I'm just cutting away a corridor for when I need to go, because it's full of ticks and you don't want to get bitten by a tick. And also there's a mountain goat that keeps coming super close to the house, so I really want that mountain goat to come back, so I left him like a nice patch over there. My job today is to clean this moss that forms on the stairs, and I had asked you what you would do, and a few of you suggested pressure washer, so I'm gonna try that and see if that works. And you're right, this is north, so it's likely that it's gonna keep happening, but hopefully I'll be tiling this part, and here, I don't know, I haven't figured it out. If you have any suggestions, let me know. The pressure washer is so fun to use. It is so satisfying to see all of the gunk going away. It does look a little bit green still, but I think I removed as much as I could. And I know this looks very ugly. I do need to do something about it, hopefully this summer. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go and get the carpet that I have in the studio, and I'm gonna try and wash it with the pressure washer, because usually I just kind of scrub it away, but this is much easier. Today it is potato planting day, and gotta be honest, the potatoes that I have are not looking very good. It's potatoes from the last season that I just left in the cellar, but some of them has sprouted
quite a lot. Look at this one. And they're not supposed to be looking like this. Like you want them to be sprouted, but only slightly, like this one. But anyway, this is what I have. And I don't think I'll be able to find seed potatoes now at the garden center because it's too far, it's too late in the season. I'll be using the root stout method, which is what I've been using for the past few years. And I find that it works for me, but I am using hay, not straw, just because I cannot seem to find anybody that will sell me straw. And I have a local, really lovely farmer that comes up to bring me these bales. So this is what I'm gonna be using. And then I need to figure out the raised bed situation. They are looking very messy. That was the fastest potato planting in the history of potato planting. This is why I like this method so much. No digging, no backbreaking. And now I'm gonna concentrate on the beds. They are full of weeds, but also there's quite a few volunteer potatoes, a few poppies here and there, and a few leeks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the weeds. I know that they say that you can keep them on and just cover them with the straw or hay, but I think I'm gonna remove them this time. And then I'll put some wood chips and then hay on top, so they'll be ready for planting. I have cleaned a little bit the raised beds, and I'm gonna add some compost that it's 3 years old, so it should be mature. And then, as I said, I'll be adding the wood dust and then hay on top. And this is something that I should have done months ago, but life doesn't always go the way that you want it to. So you gotta do what we gotta do. And the soil is looking really nice underneath because this winter I did add some cardboard and then a little bit of hay on top, and that kind of avoided having more weeds than what I had. And the soil under it is like really nice and soft. So I'm pleased with that. You might remember those raised beds that I've made when I didn't have this field on the back of the house. And they're all exploding basically because when I made them, I couldn't find pieces of wood that were long enough. So I kind of used different pieces of wood. Anyway, it's structurally not very sound. So what I decided to do is to remove the top board and just leave it as a low raised bed. So I need to reinforce them, this one and that one, and this one I will leave like this because it is in a better shape. this is really a job that I do not want to do. You know, when you do something and you think it's gonna be that way forever, and then you realize that your idea wasn't that great and you have to redo it. This is something that I really do not enjoy, like going back and fixing things. But anyway, it needs to be done because it bothers me every day that I see it. So let's get to it. I'm done working on the raised beds. I actually didn't finish the last one because I need to go and get brackets at the DIY store. But I'm gonna be planting a few things. I'm gonna put parsnips and beets over here because this one is the tallest raised beds, and those veggies obviously grow roots. And I can't really plant anything that grows deep roots in the main field because the soil is far too stony for them. And then on the other ones, I'm willing to just put veggies that don't grow deep roots, like got some salad, and I think I'm gonna be planting some spinach. I think I already mentioned this, but when I was building those raised beds, I didn't realize that I was putting them in the most shady area of the property, which is actually okay in summer because they get plenty of sunshine anyway, and actually they get a little bit of shade so they don't get fried. But yeah, I could have chosen a better position, that's for sure. But you live and you learn, and this is what I find gardening really humbling. My thinking was that it was actually a very easy hobby, and the more I do it, the more I admire people with nice gardens, because there's so much that goes into it, especially if you want to have like a more how do you say that, organic, and not use lots of chemicals. It takes a lot to eat your own food.